All right, let's talk about plot armor. This was easily, like, I'm going to tell you guys right now, all right? When they rolled Chad out on that gurney at the end, I said, are you fucking kidding? I literally said that, like, out loud in my brain. Are you fucking kidding me? This guy, and it's the coolest freaking kill scene in the movie. You got two ghost faces for the first time, am I right? Holding a victim. And they're jackhammer knifing the shit out of him right in the chest. And it's not just that he lived. It's that all four of the core four and Gale were all at least stabbed. I'm not talking about a paper cut. I'm talking a knife literally went in them and sometimes turned. Well, and every single one of them lived.
And Mindy was literally gutted on the, like he gutted her on the train, and she like literally she was just like, oh, this sucks. You know, it's like, okay. The Chad for sure was like, oh, he's done. He's done.
Yeah, I thought for sure Chad was done. Matter of fact, somebody, you know, because there was all these leaks and fake leaks going around, and I did have somebody say that Chad and Mindy died. So I wanted to think there's a possibility that both of them died, and they were the both closest to death, but they didn't die.
But I mean, I don't understand why the girl that fell off the ladder and obliterated her face why she didn't just get up and go, oh man, that stung.
Why didn't she do a John Wick after part 3?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I look at it this way, like, because Dewey in the first, or especially the second one, he gets stabbed a lot and he comes back. Yeah. So he's kind of like maybe the new Dewey in that aspect. And I do like Chad a lot. I like him a lot more than Mindy. So I was happy to see him alive. In that scene where he got stabbed and they both Ghostface turn around and wipe the knife off. That was exciting.
That was really cool. I like Chad a lot too. I was about him in the last movie, but I really liked him in this one. So when I thought he was dying in that really cool way, I was like, oh man, that's kind of,
and that's it right there, Piz. You get that emotional, and sometimes you want to feel sad in a movie. You want to miss a character, and so you get that emotional payoff, and then they're like, psych, and he's alive, and you're like, what? Yeah. You know, it's just kind of threw me off. But here's my thinking on that. It could be two things. It could be one, and this is a long shot, but you're either your writers or your directors are really, really, really good friends with the core four, so much so that they kind of are like, okay, we like you so much, we're going to keep you around and we're not going to kill you off, but we're going to give you a very violent scene.
Yeah.
And I think that does happen in Hollywood sometimes. You establish relationships, and so you're like, hey, do I get to be in the next one? Yeah. It's like there's a scene actually in my documentary. I don't want to plug my documentary, but I have this scene where Dewey, in the first movie, they shot it two ways. They shot it where he died, and then the next way, Wes told him, it's like, let's shoot it one more time and just give me a thumbs up, and we might use that. We probably won't, but we might use that down the line. And lucky enough, they ended up using it. And Wes has even stated that they were like family to him. You know, David Arquette, Courtney Cox, and Nev Campbell. So, does it sting to see the core four in Scream 7? No, of course I would be happy if they're in it. So,
I guess. Go ahead, Nick.
I was just going to say, I guess for me, this is the point I've been thinking about for the past 24 hours. Yes, they have plot armor.
Yeah.
That Scream. I've seen a lot of people think that this movie is like different in that area. All the core four, they all got, maimed, but they all lived. And it's been that way forever. Gale, Sidney, and Dewey have all had multiple instances where they should have died and did not die. And Scream 4, Sidney should have died. I mean, I don't agree that I wanted her to die. Her injuries, and they're like, oh, she's in a coma, she might pull through.
Yeah, she was stabbed right in the stomach.
Like damn near gutted as well. I mean, Dewey has been stabbed 9 times. Gale's been shot in the abdomen. Like, they've all taken fatal blows. And I think the wheeling Chad out, I took it more as less about, just kidding, but I took it more as like, this is your new Dewey. That's exactly how I took it, because it's the same delivery of Scream 2. We got another one, wheeling him out on a gurney, and it's Chad. And you're like, this is Dewey. And you saw moments of that throughout this movie where something serious is happening or something weird or whatever, and Chad's like, core 4, and it's like, not now, dude. What are you doing? Like, it seems like sometimes Chad doesn't understand because he's just kind of goofy. So like he's the new Dewey. And I think that moment was to be like, this is the new Dewey. But I have to watch it again to see where he got stabbed. But I was pretty sure it was all kind of up here.
Yeah.
So I don't know if, I don't know if it was like, gutted or anything like that. Could he survive if they got there quick enough?
Well, maybe. I was going to say,
it was those abs that saved him.
There's a lot of Kool-Aid pouring out of his mouth there.
True. But 50 Cent got shot 9 times, guys. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And I do like, because Mindy gave the rules of this movie and they did the absolute opposite. So I like that.
Yeah. I was thinking that too. Like Mindy said, okay, now we're in a franchise and all bets are off, and more than likely one of you is going to die. And the one of you is the character that's introduced in this movie. That's a throwaway character, and one of them
will die in 7.
But they did that in part 3 too.
Yeah,
all bets are off. You're in a trilogy.
Yeah, I believe Mindy or Chad will die next movie.
I want to say 2 things. Number one, once Chad heals up, he and Tara are going to have some great sex. Number 2, number
4
2,
years from now.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was a long road to recovery after all those stab wounds, but it was worth it. Number 2, I'm almost glad that there were some plot armor for those characters, because it seemed to me like in the 5th movie, all of the new characters were sort of outshined by the legacy characters. Like they were supposed to be the core group, the stars, but like here's these old cats running around and they're stealing all the spotlight, and but I thought we were the stars. I thought we were the new bunch.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen. But in this movie, they had the opportunity to shine, Sam and Tara particularly. Well, and Chad and Mindy, they had a lot of time to shine too. But Tara and Sam carried the movie, as they should have really done in the 5th one, but they didn't, because they had all these legacy characters. And so that's something I really did appreciate about 7, is Scream 6 is that they let the new cast shine. They let them spread their wings, and I really appreciate that. So I'm okay with a little bit of plot armor to keep them around for the next one, but depending on,
I almost think that in this one, if I had to pick it apart as far as plot armor, they weren't subtle about it. It was like more than the other movies. And then also the, core 4, they said like core 4, like 3 or 4 times, whereas, Gail, Dewey, and Sydney, they never did like go team, it was just, it was natural,
Yeah, but that's a generational thing. It's a generational thing. The kids nowadays, they're on TikTok and whatever. They I mean, like it didn't really bother me. I will say you're right, Piz. I didn't care much for this new cast in the 5th movie. And this is somebody that was very upset that Sydney was not going to be in this movie. Didn't miss her. Because
I didn't miss her a bit.
These kids were so good. Melissa Barrera, I finally felt like you are the lead, and she felt like the lead, and she gave a great performance.
It is crazy how much I like the new cast in this one compared to the 5th one. Like it's
I agree with that.
Like it's night and day difference.
I think even in my review for 5, I said I don't really care about these characters that much.
Yeah.
So
the character development was so much better.
In this one, I do really like the characters.
I did. It was a blessing that Nev was not in this movie. It really was.
Yeah.
And
I mean, she kind of got in the way in 5 anyway. She didn't really have anything much to do, like she should have. So
I felt like all the legacy characters were in the way in 5. I really did.
It kind of makes me wonder, because I know they wanted her to be in 6, but they couldn't reach an agreement. I wonder what her role would have been.
Yeah.
Like, how do you fit her into this movie?
A good question. Good question.
Yeah, probably a different kind of script.
Yeah,
I guess.
Gail might have died. Gail might have died initially.
Yeah, oh my gosh, she might have saved Gail. Holy shit. I'm going to clip this out. This is why Gail lived.
I would not be surprised if 5 years from now, Radio Silence says, well, initially, Gail died, and that's how we got Sydney back to New York City.
What's up, guys? You are at the end of the DDLive clip. What I do is I like to clip these out if I think the topic is important or something that's newsworthy. So thank you for watching. And if you want to watch more, you can go over here. You can go over here, click on one of those. And hopefully I can do this for 20 seconds, which I think I did. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys.